Hi there. I thought I'd do my blog this week via a video. I'll hopefully get the technology right. It's all a new game for me. But I've found myself saying the same thing over and over in clinic this week. So I thought for my blog, what I'd like to tell you about is the 85% rule. Now, is this something that you would like? Is this what you're trying to achieve on a regular basis? An A plus, 100%. So many women that I talk to have spent a lifetime working to 100%, sometimes 110. So I'd like to share with you a story that I often share in clinic, and it's one that transformed my life when I heard it. Because prior to hearing this story, I was always after the 100%, 110% if I could get it. I thought, embedded in every score, there's potentially an extra 10% I could grab just by being a real nerd. And then I used to suffer terrible stage fright, and I would be sick, a week before having to get up on stage, or before an exam, I'd be really stressed. And I found that that was following through into every area of my life where I was trying to be perfect at everything, superwoman syndrome. So here's an idea, and it's one that I heard on the radio, and it really did change my life, was that I heard two conductors talking. One was the top British Philharmonic conductor, and the other was a Russian conductor of, the world's most renowned orchestra. And the two of them were chatting one day. They were sitting in the green room, which is where musicians sit prior to going on stage. And they were chatting with each other, and the British conductor said to the Russian conductor, "Do you get stage fright?" And the Russian conductor said, "No, not really." And the British guy was, he was absolutely fascinated with how that could even be possible. Now, he'd been performing for over 35 years, and even to that day had gotten really sick before every performance. So he was fascinated to know how the Russian conductor could actually get on stage and feel comfortable and fearless. So he said, "Well, how do you do it?" And anyway, the Russian conductor said, "Well, before I answer that, I have a question for you." And so he said to the British conductor, "What is it that you're actually aiming for every time you get up on stage?" And the British guy said, "Well, 100%, of course. I want a perfect performance every single time." And the Russian guy said, "Well, there's the thing. That's not possible. That's humanly impossible. You're aiming for something which you can't achieve. Naturally, you're going to feel scared and you're going to feel sick before you get up." He said, "I aim for 85%. Now, he said, by anyone's standards, 85%, that's still high distinction. And he said, the other 15%, well, that's in the lap of the gods. You can't control that. But he said, I know that if I rehearse really well, if I practice really hard, and I do what I can to the best of my ability, that it's possible to get 85% every time." So he said to the British guy, "Why don't you give that a go?" And anyway, this British conductor was talking on radio, and he said from that day forward, he didn't suffer another moment's stage fright, and he knew that he could do 85%. So I'm suggesting that you play with an 85% idea this week, because it's still a high distinction. It's still, it's an amazing achievement to do that. So whether it be as a mum, or as a diet, or as a form of study, or whatever it is that you're aiming for 100% in, try 85 for the week and see what happens. Because 85% you can do. If you're good at something, if you love it, if you're passionate about it and you're really focused, I know you can do 85%. And the funny thing is that that extra 15% that you're giving yourself a bit of a buffer on, the relief from that 15% is probably worth 90% to you. So give 85% a go, see what happens, and we'd love your feedback. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.